So there's this phrase that's everywhere right now.
What phrase?
I was blindsided.
Yeah, I know it.
It's in every interview,
All right.
every divorce statement, every scandal, every corporate collapse, every public betrayal.
Wow.
Celebrities say it, regular people say it. It's become the default emotional language for shock.
That's because everyone thinks they're the exception.
What do you
All
mean?
right. I mean, everyone thinks they're immune. They'll see it coming, that they're too smart, too aware, too careful to get blindsided. And then it happens. Boom. The exact same word everyone else uses
Why do you think?
because they genuinely didn't see it or they thought they saw it, but convinced themselves it was something else.
This isn't individual anymore. This is an epidemic.
It is really, and it crosses every boundary: economic, racial, religious, intelligence, education. No one is immune.
And the weird thing is, it's everywhere now.
Everywhere.
You can't open your phone without seeing it. Celebrity divorces, cheating scandals, business collapses, friends finding out through Instagram, people discovering entire double lives through text messaging and location sharing. And every single person says the same thing. I was blindsided.
Yep.
And at first you hear it and think, oh, that's horrible. Then after the 1,000th headline, you start asking a different question. How are this many people blindsided?
Exactly, because statistically, many people cannot be walking around with zero information. What's actually happening is people are receiving information constantly, but emotionally filtering it.
Okay, like what?
Behavior changes, tone shifts, distance, micro expressions, contradictions, energy changes. The body notices something before the conscious mind catches it.
And then people explain it away.
Immediately. They're stressed, overthinking it. Relationships go through phases. The brain starts building explanations. They're stressed, overthinking. Relationships go through phases. Work has been hard lately. The brain starts building explanations because alternatives is destabilizing.
And social media made it so much worse.
Way worse.
Because now everyone performs stability.
Exactly. People are posting anniversary photos while relationships are collapsing, posting inspirational business content while the company's imploding, posting happy moments while secretly planning divorce.
I know.
Okay.
And now people don't trust themselves.
Nope. Because reality presentations stop matching and humans are not psychologically built for that level of contradiction.
No, and it's actually terrifying.
It is, because now people are getting information from two realities at once. Their nervous system says something's wrong, but the visual world says, hey, everything's fine.
And eventually one of them wins.
Reality always wins.
You know what's creepy?
What?
Almost everyone listening right now can immediately think of a moment where they felt something was off and they talked themselves out of it.
Exactly, yes.
Everyone.
Because this isn't rare anymore.
No, it's cultural. Jennifer Lopez.
What about her?
She reported last week that she was blindsided after Alex Rodriguez mentioned he's going to release a documentary that basically erases her from the narrative, despite their long-term relationship.
And millions of people watched it happen in real time.
Right. But here's the thing. Do you think she genuinely didn't see it coming? Or do you think part of her knew something was off, but couldn't name it?
Both, probably. Well, because humans can hold contradictory information simultaneously.
Can we be honest about something?
Sure, what?
Most people aren't actually blindsided. They're just finally admitting what they already knew.
Okay.
Like the emotional truth is way uglier than I didn't see it coming.
Like, what is it?
Well, I saw it and I stayed anyway. Or, I really didn't notice it. And that's the real problem is people are actually not seeing these things. That's the real confession. No one wants to admit. They were blindsided. Yes, they could have avoided it, but they didn't have the tools.
Okay, because it means you chose this. It means you had information and you overrode it. It means you weren't passive. You were complicit in your own blindsiding.
Oh, I love it.
Yep.
That's unbearable. So everyone, they rewrite it, right?
Yep.
Tell themselves they didn't know, but they did, and they couldn't leave yet. They had to stay.
This keeps happening. Jamie King said she was completely blindsided by her divorce. And Sophie Turner said same language. Public narrative takeover before she could even process what was happening privately.
Well, modern collapse happens publicly now.
Okay, what do you mean?
I mean, people used to have time to emotionally process things before they became public. Now the internet moves so fast, faster than human emotion. You
Right.
find out your relationship is over through TMZ, through a headline with the rest of the world.
That's horrible. That's horrifying, actually.
It is because it removes the ability to catch up before you have to respond publicly. Brianna talked about this with Zach Bryan, the breakup timing, the
Okay.
emotional whiplash, the confusion between what someone says and what they do.
And she said she felt
Yes,
blindsided.
yes. Everyone does, but if you go back and you read what they said, there were signs, instability, distance, things that felt off.
She couldn't feel it at the time. That was the deal.
Or she saw it and told herself a different story.
So what do you do? What do we do with that, really?
And why do we do that? Because humans are narrative creatures. We need our lives to make sense, and when something doesn't fit, when it doesn't fit the narrative we've built, there's discomfort, there's inconsistency, and there's two options: rewrite the narrative or ignore information.
And most people ignore it.
They do. They ignore it because rewriting the narrative is destabilizing. It means admitting you were wrong.
Right.
It means facing uncertainty and potential loss. So the brain like edits reality, it normalizes red flags, it creates explanations for things that don't make sense.
Until it can't anymore.
No, until the gap between what you're telling yourself and what's actually happening is too wide to bridge.
And then they say they were blindsided.
Yeah,
That's
and they genuinely believe it. Absolutely, because in their emotional experience, it was sudden, even though
Right.
cognitively, subconsciously, the info was there for a long time.
This KTLA reporter, longtime anchor, said she was blindsided by her termination right before her birthday. Years with the company, loyalty, stability.
Is that awful? Right before her birthday? Are you kidding
Yep,
me?
Yep, that's it.
And, that's the loyalty illusion.
Yep. What's that?
It's when people mistake familiarity for security. They think, I've been here for years. They know
Yeah.
me. They value me. I'm safe. But corporations, they don't have emotional loyalty, not
Nope.
anymore. They have financial interests. And when those interests shift, the emotional relationship you thought you had, poof, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
Yeah, they don't see it coming.
No, they were emotionally invested in
Yeah.
a narrative that's not real. They built their identity around the job, around this company, around the role, so they don't look until they're forced to.
Yep, then they're blindsided. Every time.
Every time. So, what's the difference between intuition and paranoia?
That's the question everybody's really afraid to ask.
Why do you think?
Because if you start trusting every uncomfortable feeling, you risk destabilizing your entire life over something that might be nothing.
I like this.
Okay, but if you ignore every uncomfortable feeling, you're going to end up getting blindsided.
So, how do you know?
You don't really, not in the moment. That's what makes it so hard. But here's what I've noticed. When people look back after collapse, they almost always say the same thing. I knew something was off. I felt it, but I convinced myself that I was just being paranoid.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
info was there. It's always there.
Yeah, the information was there, but they couldn't afford to see it yet.
No, wait, let's stop saying that.
Okay, what?
Well, they couldn't afford to see it. It makes it sound passive. Well, let's be honest about what's actually happening. People can see it, they're unaware of it, or
Mhm.
they don't want to deal with the consequences of seeing it.
That's fair. That's fair.
It is. It's not that the brain is protecting you, it's that you're protecting your life, your identity, your stability, your kids, your mortgage, your public image,
Mm.
your sense of self.
Yeah, you make a choice every single day to not look directly at the thing that's uncomfortable.
Yes. And that's scarier because it means you have agency. It means this isn't happening to you. It means you're participating.
hmm That's fucked up. That's actually the truth nobody really wants to hear.
Yes. And there are thousands of posts on divorce forums, breakup forums, all saying the same thing.
I never saw it coming.
Exactly. But then they keep talking and they say, well, looking back, the signs were there, or something felt off for months, or I ignored my gut.
That's the pattern. That's the pattern.
Okay, so why do you think?
Because hindsight is when your brain finally allows you to see what was protecting you from before. During the relationship or the job or the friendship or whatever, your brain is in protection mode, filtering information to maintain stability.
I like this. What about after?
After collapse, the narrative doesn't need protecting anymore. So the filter drops away and suddenly you can see everything you couldn't see before.
That's actually kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it is, because it means we're all walking around with blind spots we can't see until it's too late.
Okay. So what do you think about the solution? We are the solution. The Institute is the solution.
Solution is awareness. Awareness is painful. It requires you sit in discomfort instead of explaining it away. Most people do not want to do that.
Why not?
Well, because stability feels safer than truth, even when stability is an illusion.
Well, the truth always comes out eventually.
It does, but by then the damage is done. The relationship's over, the job's gone, betrayal is public, and you're standing there saying, wow, I never saw it coming.
You know, you said something earlier. You said something earlier that stuck with me.
What?
It crosses every boundary: economic,
Yeah,
religious, racial,
it does.
intelligence.
It does.
Well, why do you think that's important?
Because it means this isn't about being smart enough or educated enough. This is about human psychology, how we protect ourselves from information we're not really ready to handle.
You know, rich people get blindsided, poor people get blindsided, brilliant people. Everyone thinks they're the exception until they're not.
So, what makes someone exceptional?
Well, there really isn't an exception, but I think the people who come closest are the ones who've learned to sit with discomfort without immediately needing to resolve it, or they use the tools so they're lightning fast.
What does that mean?
Well, it means when something feels off, instead of rushing it or explaining it away or trying to fix it or ignore it, they
Right.
sit with it. Let the discomfort exist, observe it, and investigate it a little bit. And,
Yeah.
Don't override reality.
That
Or-
sounds exhausting, actually.
This is why most people don't do it.
Yeah. But you think we have the tools. You said we have something built in.
Oh, it's built in. It's built in.
Okay. We do, actually.
Intuition, gut instinct, that internal sense
Right.
that something isn't right. It's in our DNA. It's in our consciousness. It's the part of us that notices patterns before our rational mind catches up. The part that registers the micro expressions, the behavioral inconsistencies, the energy shifts
But people ignore it.
every single day, Michael, because, listening to it requires action, and action requires destabilization.
Mm.
So they rationalize it.
Mm.
I'm being paranoid. I'm overthinking. I'm self-sabotaging. And then months later,
Yeah, they're blindsided,
poof.
of course.
Oh, and there's something else happening too.
What? What's happening?
Social media.
Oh, all right.
The way collapse happens now, people finding out through TMZ and through headlines and Instagram posts.
Yep. That's true.
That's new, right? That's not how humans process loss before.
No, before you had time, you had privacy, you could process it emotionally, you had to respond publicly.
Your betrayal is a headline. Your divorce is trending. Your collapse is entertainment for the masses.
Yep. And that makes the blindsiding worse, much worse, because you're now not processing the loss, you're processing public humiliation.
Yep.
Narrative takes over, loss of control, everyone's watching.
Mhm.
They have an opinion about your emotional reality before you even had time to understand it yourself.
So what happens next?
What
Well,
happens next, actually?
I mean, if this is an epidemic and millions are experiencing the same psychological pattern, what happens to a society where most people are walking around blindsided?
I don't know. It's a blindsided society. What's the theory?
Well, I think we're seeing it already.
How?
Increased distrust,
Okay.
hypervigilance,
Okay.
cynicism, people becoming emotionally guarded because they don't want to be blindsided. Or wait, the opposite. People becoming more disconnected from intuition because trusting it is painful.
Yeah.
So they shut it down.
And then they get what? Blindsided again.
And the cycle repeats.
Yes. But here's what I don't get.
What?
Even when people see the signs, they stay.
Yes, absolutely.
But why? I mean, why did they stay?
Well, leaving is harder than staying. Leaving is harder than staying, even when you stay and it's destroying you. And that's the whole thing, isn't it?
Yep. So what do you really mean by that?
Well, this entire conversation, this entire
Okay.
epidemic, it's not that people don't see it coming. It's that they see it coming and they
Mhm.
stay anyway. And then when it collapses, they rewrite the story. They tell themselves they were
Yep.
blindsided because it's easier than admitting I
Yep.
knew and I stayed.
Yep. There it is. They did stay and they did know.
So okay, what would you say to someone right now who's feeling something, some discomfort they can't name, or something, some sense that something's off?
I'd say don't dismiss it, own it. You don't have to blow up your life. You don't have to act immediately. Don't explain it away. Don't rationalize it.
No, right? Maybe just sit with it.
Yep. Just sit with it and ask questions because the discomfort is information.
Yes, it is. And when do you know it's time to look at what you've been avoiding?
When the discomfort will not go away.
Oh, this is good. When you keep having the same uneasy feeling or the same recurring dream, when your body keeps reacting, even though your mind keeps explaining, when you notice yourself working harder and harder to maintain a narrative that used to feel effortless.
Because the signs usually begin long before the collapse even becomes public.
Yes, and that's when you knew. And so why can't we see it then?
Because seeing requires us to admit we are not safe. And humans will do almost
They
anything to
will.
avoid that
Yeah.
admission.
Even if it costs them everything.
Yep. And they always want to believe they're safe. So remember,
Trust your gut, save your ass. Subscribe, share, stay sharp.